Oh hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to Poetry Analysis. Actually wait, it's a little bright in here. Much better. Alright, today we're going to be reviewing some poems based on this website that Kyle and I made, which has lots of great poems for teens. As many people know, high school students aren't always the most enthusiastic about poetry, us included. With that in mind, we figured there must be a way to get teenagers to be a little more keen on the idea of poetry, both reading and writing it. We feel that the best way to get somebody interested in poetry is to show them poems that they might enjoy. That is the reason for this website, to compile and analyze poems that we feel our fellow high school students might also enjoy. We're going to go to Kyle at Riviera Country Club to show you your first poem.
Thank you, Will. First poem I analyzed is Snow by David Berman. Snow. Walking through a field with my little brother Seth, I pointed to a place where kids had made angels in the snow. For some reason, I told him that a troop of angels had been shot and dissolved when they hit the ground. He asked who had shot them, and I said a farmer. Then we were on the roof of the lake. The ice looked like a photograph of water. Why, he asked. Why did he shoot them? I didn't know where I was going with this. They were on his property, I said. When it's snowing, the outdoors seem like a room. Today, I traded hellos with my neighbor. Our voices hung close in the new acoustics. A room with the walls blasted to shreds and falling. We returned to our shoveling, working side by side in silence. But why were they on his property, he asked. Right off the bat, lots of high schoolers can relate to entertaining or being entertained by an older or younger sibling. Being taught something by them or spending time with them makes both of you feel important to each other and creates a bond. If you have an older sibling, you can also relate to being fooled or made to believe a lie. Because your older sibling thinks it's funny to play with your susceptible and curious nature. If you have a younger sibling, you can relate to them constantly asking the same question until you give them an answer that will satisfy them. Back to you, Will.
Oh, thanks, Kyle. The next poem we're going to be doing is Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold those who flavor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Everyone has thought about the end of the world at one point. It has been rumored to happen countless times, notably in 2012 when the Mayan calendar ended. Robert Frost notes, however, that it doesn't really matter how it ends, but more that it is ending, which leaves you introspective and in thought. Alright, Kyle. Back to you, brother.
Thanks again, Will. My second poem is Deer Hit by John Lewis. You're 17 and tunnel vision drunk, swerving your father's Fairlane wagon home at 3 a.m. Two-lane road, all curves and dips, dark woods, a stream, a patchy acre of Cheeseland grass. You don't see the deer till they turn their heads. Road full of eyeballs, small moons glowing. You crank the wheel, stamp both feet on the brake, skid and jolt. Glitter and crunch of broken glass in your lap, deer hair drifting like dust. Your chin and shirt are soaked, one eye half obscured by the cocked bridge of your nose. The car still running, its lights angled up with the trees. You get out, the deer lies on its side. Whether or not teenagers would like to admit it, a lot of them can relate to doing something they shouldn't be, and knowing the consequences will be dire if they're caught. Living in northern Michigan, we know what it's like to have a close call with a deer on a road. But a collision with one being described to us hits us in a whole different way. We all want to make our parents proud of us, and when we do something not so noble, we try our hardest to fix it, to make it right, which is exactly what the character in this poem does. In the end, you'll remember this moment for the rest of your life. Back to you, Will.
Thank you, Kyle. Welcome back to Poetry Analysis. This is going to be our final poem of the night. It's called Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Bare. But all the time I spent climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you set down on the steps, 'cause you finds it kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I still going, honey. I still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal star. This poem can relate to teens in a more general way, in the sense that this is a time in our lives when we face a lot of adversity. Teens face a lot of struggles. The amount of changes occurring in our lives can often make our problems feel more relevant than others. The narrator of the poem seems to be a guiding voice, telling us that the staircase of life is not always easy, and it's not an easy one to climb. But if you keep climbing, it can often be easier than just giving up, or even taking a break. I'm now going to throw it back to Kyle for a little bit of an outro, but thank you for watching.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed Poetry Analysis. We spent a lot of time on this website, and it's really unfortunate we couldn't get it up on the K Drive. We do hope that you enjoyed our video as a consolation, and here's one last clip of what the website looks like and some of the code that we wrote behind it.